And to talk more about this, joining me now is CTV News political commentator and former NDP leader Tom Mulcair. Good to see you, Tom.
Good to be with you, Renee.
So the budget being delayed yet again, but now being revealed November 4th. Your reaction to this?
Yeah, I think they can be forgiven a few days. People were worried that they were pushing it well into November, which has people making their Christmas packages at the same time, so it would have been lost in the shuffle. I think that this is fair ball. I mean, they had said October, first few days of November, let's give them a break. But I think that your lead up was right, in the sense that Poilievre is not going to give up. He's going to keep going after what we call pocketbook issues, inflation, the cost of your groceries, cost of living for the average Canadian, going after the Liberals, saying they haven't delivered yet. Now, of course, all that is to be taken with a grain of salt because they've only been there for a couple of months, but they're going to keep the pressure on them. And the House of Commons is going to remain a very hot place. We tend to forget that this is a minority government that could fall at any time if all of the opposition parties were to get together.
Now, Poilievre has been vocal towards the Liberals pushing back the budget. Other critics have said, this should be easy for somebody like Mark Carney, an economist. Why do you think this keeps getting pushed?
It's a very tough task because there is the part that absolutely does concern the tariffs being imposed by Donald Trump. They're there. They're costing us billions. They're hurting a lot of jobs in Canada. They're hurting the economy as a whole, and that shouldn't be forgotten. Now, the easy answer from the Conservatives is to say, well, you told us elbows up. You were going to take care of the Americans. But as Carney correctly points out, Canada is doing a heck of a lot better than almost every single one of our trading partners. So we've got that to brag about, but we still got a lot of work to do. And I don't believe that the Liberals have given up. I think that Dominic LeBlanc is down there regularly. Carney gave an indication yesterday that he and Trump are in pretty well constant communication. And I don't think that we're going to get through the whole fall without having some sort of positive announcement. They're working very hard to that end.
All right, we have to talk about Chrystia Freeland, who has resigned from cabinet to become Canada's new special representative for the reconstruction of Ukraine. Your reaction to that news?
I think that it's an extraordinary appointment for an extraordinary politician and person. Chrystia Freeland is one of the brightest people we've ever had in our cabinet. She's got a background and experience in the United States that served her very well when she was the lead negotiator for renewing the NAFTA, and that became, the Canada-US-Mexico trade deal. She was so good at it, she drove Donald Trump up the wall, which is a good sign. And she's just going to be able to use all her depth of experience, including her experience in communication. She's worked a lot in the United States. She's an expert communicator. She's able to take very complex issues and explain them and work them through. And of course, it helps a great deal that, of course, she's of Ukrainian background and speaks the language absolutely fluently. So she'll be a great addition to our constant efforts there. The Ukrainian government will, of course, be very happy to have her there. Her contacts and relations in Canada and in the United States are going to be a major asset. She's going to be sadly missed, but you could sense that her heart was no longer in it after the leadership and after everything that happened last year. And I'm very happy for her that she's able to move on to something else.
The other part of this, or one other aspect of this, is the fact that we know the Liberal government has been trying to distance itself from Trudeau area policies. What does this mean in terms of that?
Well, it continues that effort. And don't forget that she holds one of the safest Liberal ridings in Canada. So now, Mr. Carney, the people around him, they're going to be able to take a little bit of time, not too long, but, they're going to have to call a by-election. And they've really got an opportunity here to handpick someone who can help complete their team. Because as you correctly say, Renee, right now, Carney has a lot of the people who were there with Trudeau, who still remind everybody of the Trudeau era, getting a fresh face. We saw Gregor Robertson, former mayor of Vancouver. We saw him in the House yesterday. Very good communicator, very strong on the issues. That's the type of person, that's the type of voice that Carney can now hope to get to add to his team in Toronto. And so there is that bit of a silver lining to her departure that opens up that very key and very safe Liberal riding for a hand-picked candidate by Mr. Carney.
Tom, great chatting with you as always. That is CTV News political commentator and former NDP leader Tom Mulcair.